Today we're going to look at the binomial theorem. And what the binomial theorem allows us to do is to solve problems like these two right here, where the power is greater than 2. And I wouldn't want to sit there and expand that all day. So what I will use is the binomial theorem instead, which makes use of Pascal's triangle. Now you will need to know how to make Pascal's triangle on your own. We're going to make it once today and we'll be able to use it for the rest of our notes and for the homework, but you are going to need to memorize how to make this triangle. Pascal triangle always starts with a 1 at the top. And then the next row goes 1 and 1. The next row, every row begins and ends with a 1. We'll start with a 1, and then you take 1 plus 1 to give you 2, and then a 1 on the outside. And then we're going to start with a 1. And then I take 1 plus 2 to get 3. And then 2 plus 1 to get to 3. And then a 1 on the outside. Then it's going to be 1. And you do 1 plus 3 to give you 4. 3 plus 3 to give you 6. 3 plus 1 to give you 4, and then a 1 on the outside. 1 on the outside, 1 plus 4 is equal to 5. 4 plus 6 will give me 10. 6 and 4 gives me 10. 4 and 1 is 5 with a 1 on the outside. Now we're going to keep going until we get to 110. So we got a few more rows to do. So it's going to be 1. 1 and 5 is 6. 5 and 10 is 15. 10 and 10 is 20. 10 and 5 is 15. 5 and 1 is 6. 1. 1. 6 and 1 is 7. 6 and 15 is 21. 15 and 20 is 35. Notice the second half repeats itself. So 35, 21, 7 and 1. 1. 1 and 7 is 8. 7 and 21 is 28. 21 and 35 is 56. 35 and 35 is 70. And then it repeats. 56, 28, 8 and 1. 1. 8 and 1 is 9. 8 and 28 is 36. 28 and 56 is 84. 56 and 70 is 126. And then it repeats. 126, 84, 36, 9, and 1. And finally, the last row that we'll do together, 1, 10, 9 and 36 is 45, 36 and 84 is 120, 84 and 126 is 210, 126 and 126 is 252, and then it repeats 210, 120, 45, 10, and 1. Most of the time you won't need to draw that much of Pascal's triangle. We're just doing it today so it covers all of the problems that we have in the future. And you shouldn't have to go past the 110 marker. Okay, now that we have our triangle, let's use it for the first problem. It says x plus y to the 6th power. We want to expand it. This is what you do to expand it. You first look at the power. You see it is the 6th power. So you are going to use the 6th row of the triangle. One thing I do have to mention is this top one is considered row 0. This is row 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know which row you're in by looking at the number after the 1. That tells you which row you are in. So we are in the 6th row. We are going to use every number in the 6th row for this. The first number in that row is a 1. So I am going to, there we go, we can still see it, write 1. Times, then you look at the first term in the parentheses, it's an x. So it's going to be times x to the, whatever this power is, 6th power. Times the second half, y, and that's always going to start at the 0 power. Plus, the next number in the 6th row is a 6, so it'll be 6. Times x. Drop 1 on the power, so to the 5th power, times y to the 1st. plus the next number in the sixth row is 15 times x, drop 1 on the power, 4, times y, add 1 to the power, 2, squared. Plus the next number in the row is 20 times x to the third power, y to the third power. You should be seeing a pattern here. Plus 15 times x to the second power times y to the fourth power. Plus 6 times x to the first power times y to the fifth power. Plus 1 times x to the 0 power times y to the sixth power. From there, we just need to simplify what we can here. I'll do it in red. 1 times x to the sixth times y to the 0 is just x to the sixth. Okay, anything to the 0 power is 1. Plus 6x to the fifth y. Plus 15x to the fourth y squared. Plus 20x cubed y cubed. Plus 15x squared y to the fourth. Plus 6x y to the fifth. Plus y to the sixth. It does not combine. Don't try to combine this any further. You're done at that point. I'll do the setup for 2b minus 1 to the third as well. So the third power tells me I am going to be looking at the third row of this triangle. 1, 3, 3, 1. So it starts out as a 1 times 2b to the third times negative 1 to the 0 plus 3 times 2b squared times negative 1 to the first plus 3 times 2b to the first times negative 1 squared plus 1 times 2b to the 0 times negative 1 cubed. Simplify this a bit. Numbers first. So 2 cubed is 8. Negative 1 to the 0 is 1. 1 times 8 times 1 is 8. Let me do it in blue. I'm just going to do it over here. 8b cubed. Plus 2 squared is 4. Negative 1 to the first is negative 1 times 3. So we have 3 times 4 is 12 times negative 1 is negative 12. So it's going to be, instead of plus, minus 12b squared plus 3 times 2 times a positive 1 is 6b minus negative 1 cubed is a negative 1. And then you have 2 to the 0 is 1 times 1 is just a minus 1. B to the 0 is just 1, so still just minus 1. And that's your final answer for this one here. Next piece, I am going to go over a little bit today. Write the nth term, so in this case, the fourth term of the binomial expansion. So I'm not expanding everything, I'm just finding the fourth term. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the sixth row, because it's the sixth power, and find the fourth number in, because I want the fourth term. So first, second, third, fourth. Fourth number in is a 20. So I'm going to write a 20 times 2x to what power? Well, we know it should start at the sixth power if I were starting at the first term. And then it drops down a power each time. So sixth, fifth, fourth, third. So 2x will be to the third power times y to what power? Well, the y will start at the 0 power and work its way up. 0, 1, 2, 3. Two cubed is 8 times 20 is 160. X cubed, y cubed. So that is the fourth term of the expansion. I'm going to have you guys try the next one on your own. Same idea. This time I want you to find the 5th term. Look at your 9th row. And then for the given expansion, identify which term is shown and write the next term. So, let's look at the first one. We are told, if you look, we are in the 8th row, but A is only to the 3rd power. So I'm going to go to the 8th row, and I'm going to count down until I get to 3. So in the 8th row, it would start out at 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. So 56 is that number. That is the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th number in. So this is the 6th term. So we want to find the 7th term. To find the 7th term, we look at the 7th number in on the 8th row. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It is the 28. Times A. Drop 1 on the power, so it was to the 3rd, now it's to the 2nd. Times negative 2b, add 1 to the power, it was to the 5th, now it's to the 6th. Negative 2 to the 6th times 28 is 1792. A squared b to the 6th. And that's it there. I want you guys to try that other problem as well. Same idea as this one.